Hello? What's Eric doing uploading on a Sunday? What's going on? He uploads.
Shh, hush, child. I have a Sunday video for you because I forgot to upload on Friday, and I said I was gonna upload on Saturday, and then I felt bad because I couldn't upload on Saturday because I had work and a lot of shit to go do, and I was like, it's Sunday. I'm just not, I can't, I have to upload something, otherwise I'm gonna feel really bad, which is why I have a game against a guy. But anyway, Omertaz, I think I had this at the stream I had on Wednesday or Thursday. It was a very short stream, but it was a stream nonetheless, and it was an interesting game. So without further ado, we're just gonna jump into it. He leads off with a Swampert. I'm going to go ahead and lead off with a Rotom. This entire game was actually kind of 4th gen-y, which I found kind of funny. If you notice the team preview, it's like, hey, this kind of reminds me of OU back in the day. It was kind of a thing that reminded me of OU back in the day, which is why I think I like this match so much. But I do have a Trick Scarf Rotom, so I'm just going ahead and leave him the Scarf, because what freaking Swampert leads with a choice item? It's not going to happen. He's going to go for rocks, and then that's it. So I was like, alright, now that I left him the choice Scarf, I can just Volt Switch, completely forgetting about his second ground type. But it's okay because I am a timid Trick Scarf Rotom as opposed to a modest one. I don't know what the hell he was planning on doing here, unless he has like Grass Gem HP Grass, which I don't even think would end up taking me out anyways. I really don't know if there's a way any Mamoswine outside of a Banded one can possibly ever hope to one-shot a Rotom Wash, but I just killed him off with a Hydro Pump. Now, it was worth mentioning right there when that Amoonguss came in that I do have HP Ice. So if I just decided I absolutely do not need this Rotom whatsoever and have no hopes of one-shotting an Amoonguss, yeah, I'll go for the HP Ice and accidentally nail Immense on the switch-in, but I definitely decided to play it safe on that one and just go for the Volt Switch. Got a nice chunk of damage off on this thing as I bring in my Gengar, but it turns out that he ends up being Scarf. So take him out with a Shadow Ball, which is cool. End up dying though, which is, that kind of sucks because Life Orb and stuff. But hey, he doesn't have Immense, I don't have a Gengar. I don't know how even that trade-off was, especially since he still has Lucario and I have nothing to take E-Speeds at this point. But I'll cross that road cross that bridge when I get to it. But I'm gonna go ahead and go into my Rotom right now because it is my Volt Switcher. If he wants to, predict the Volt Switch and go into a Swampert, by all means go for it. Otherwise, I'm just gonna get the Volt Switch off on something and just deal with it accordingly. So as he brings in his Amoonguss, I know something's going to get spored, which is why I decided to go into my Roserade to get spored. And here we have an interesting scenario where, like, everyone and their mothers knows that Roserade has natural cure, unless you're going to be that guy and run Poison Point in a match against somebody that's using a sleep move, and then get them to break Sleep Claws, because that would be really shitty of you and that would kind of suck. But I decided to stay in right here because I know for a fact he will either double Spore or just double Powder if he has the Stun Spore, just trying to predict some other kind of switch. But he ends up going for the double Spore, expecting me to switch out. I decide to stay in because I know if I can get like the 2-turn Wake, or 1-turn, 2-turn, whatever you want to call it, right here on this turn that the Lucario switched in, could have gotten off Spikes, could have gotten off an HP Fire. Wouldn't have really cared. I think this is a special defensive Roserade. I don't take the Ice Punch that well at all, but I'm really glad he didn't Swords Dance because that probably would have been game. Lucario's a big-ass threat to this team. I just don't like it, but go for an HP Fire on this one. Actually does a pretty good amount of damage, and I'm just going to leave this thing in because I cannot have him Swords Dancing on the switch. I was surprised to take a close combat right here, but the more I thought about it, the more it made sense because I just as easily could have gone into my Rotom Wash or my Heatran to take the Ice Punch, and that just would have worked out a little bit better for him. I mean, the defense drop was a little silly, but hey, works out. So I bring in Garchomp because I know I can threaten him dying to Rough Skin and Life Orb if he wants to go for an E-Speed. Otherwise, I get a free Earthquake in like nearly any way you cut it, and this is a Life Orb Earthquake, so you can bet your grandma's underpants that this is gonna hurt a little bit. Look at how much it does to that Swampert. Like, it's not a 2-hit KO. If I had Rocks up, I still don't know about that because it does kind of resist them, but it's kind of right in the, like, on the corner of and do I really want to do that, Streets? I'm not gonna go for it. So I'm going to my Rotom Wash, and I'm like, all right, you have a ground type out, and you're locked into Waterfall against a Rotom Wash. You're not going to stay in, which is why I go for the Volt Switch. So, kind of whiffing on that one. Maybe, he predicted that. That kind of works out, too. Okay, fool me once. That's fine. Shame on me. Shame on you for making that situation happen. And I'm like, all right, you're going to switch now, because Waterfall's not doing shit. He stays in and goes for it again. I'm like, okay. shame on me for thinking you would change up at this point. I mean, I have lefties. I have his lefties from turn 1. So it's fine. This isn't hurting as much as it would. And I'm like, all right, how real do you have to... I can't. And then I just end up whiffing it on the thing. So I'm like, man, fuck this noise. Seriously? I'm just going to switch out. This man doesn't... He stopped giving fucks about this Swampert back in, like, I don't know, yesterday. So, bring in Breloom right now. So I know I can take a Waterfall quite easily. Threaten something with a Spore. And then just kind of go from there. I'm a Choice Banded Breloom, so I can Spore, and then I can get the hell out of Dodge, because that's what Choice Banded Breloom will do, unless you want to lose the match or just Sleep Claws. But I Spore his Spore user. That's a nice thing to catch on the Switch. And I got Mach Punch, Bullet Seed, and Low Sweep on this thing, but it doesn't really see a lot of action in this game. I will definitely try to use it in the future, though, don't get me wrong. So, what do I have here? I bring in Garchomp, because it's nice, and I can just threaten a Swords Dance and then just kind of go from there, but he switches back into Swampert, and I'm still at the crossroads of and I don't know if I want to risk that, so I decided to go back into Rotom as death fodder for a fucking Swampert, because I don't want to risk the Ice Punch on Haviachi Berry and Life Orb Charm. So, I think I said that in my past take of this narration, so I'm kind of glad that the mic fucked up. Otherwise, I would have just rendered that, and like half of you would have had my ass for that. But, decided to go back out into Chomp, and honestly, knowing that he's Choice Scarfed, I probably should have just Swords Dance here, having a little bit of a hindsight moment right here, because honestly, how much was Waterfall going to do? Not that much. Gruffskin would have put me in the range where I'm like, alright, an Earthquake will take him out, that's good, and then I can just clean this thing out flat with an Outrage, as well as his Amoonguss if it comes in, you know, depending on how much Waterfall would have done, how much HP I would have been out for Life Orb Recoil, etc., etc., etc. But Vaporeon comes in. Vaporeon's going to be to some freaking shenanigans here, because that's its name, and it's wishing and protecting and doing all that stuff. I honestly kind of expected to take an Ice Beam from here, but I guess I don't, and that's kind of cool too. So, ends up just getting back up to full HP. I get to keep my Chomp for another day because his Lucario is still around, so if something wants to get E-Speeded, or, you know, I'm just going to save this thing for Lucario, because if he wants to E-Speed me, he'll die. And if he doesn't E-Speed me, I'll just kill him. That's how it works. He dies in both scenarios. It's nice. So, I get to go into my Vaporeon right here. Oh, man, I freaking stood up in my chair, and I was like, I predicted that, but I didn't really. I really wish I did, because I was fucking awesome as hell. So, he's going to go for Protect right here. I speed this portion up, because Vaporeon against Special Defensive Heatran is really annoying. So, this I did predict, however. I will stand up and claim myself to be the real Slim Shady, because I seriously predicted that. I knew that Vaporeon had no business being in against me. The only thing was probably going to have a Scald. It wasn't going to do that much. I could Toxic him, etc. We already saw Toxic. So just go for 2 Lava Plumes. Doesn't quite take him out. That Amoonguss is really, really bulky. It's a little bit bulkier than I thought it would be. And did I think I set up Stealth Rock somewhere in the middle there? I don't remember. I think I did. So, got some really late game rocks. I was just kind of still unsure on Lucario as well. That just kind of puts me in some more secure territory. But, you can see how well I'm taking these Scalds. I'm not going to get burned from them. But, oh my god, the leftovers and the poison and everything. Here's some bulky Pokemon versus some bulky Pokemon scenario thing right here. I don't like this. This is kind of boring, to be honest. But... that's all I got. I think this is the last one that... No, wait, no, I lied. He has Lucario left. So I was like, alright. I did show him Protect right here, so now he knows my full set. It also is going to let me take a couple more Scalds after some lefties. And then I think I end up going for a Lava Plume, not on this turn. I think he expects me after this turn to go for the Protect, you know, expecting him to go for a Scald or something like that. I honestly don't know. But my ultimate point is that he ends up going into Lucario. I'm pointing at my screen really victoriously, and like nobody's actually catching it. But that's the thing that happened. His Lucario came in and just died to a Lava Plume. And that basically clinches the game, because his Vaporeon, or his Lucario did not receive the wish. If it did receive the wish, I probably would have been in a tight spot right there. But it doesn't, and yeah, just take out the Vaporeon with the Lava Plume, and that's the game. It's actually a pretty decent length video. I don't know, like a 9-minute video. That's cool. I like talking to you guys for like 9 minutes, borderline 10. Anyway, that's the thing. If you guys like the video, you can go ahead and leave a like rating, comment, and subscribe, and do your thing. I think that's it. I did record a nice little TCGO video for Tuesday. It is a pack opening with a battle video after it. And I guess we're just going to go about our week as normal. Try to get some extra videos cranked out. In case anybody missed the memo, because I've had a lot of people asking me this on like all forms of social media. Spyro LP. Episodes are uploaded on Monday and Friday. Fry. That's it. Goodbye.